name is Neil. Normally, I am here on Twitch on a Tuesday with my beautiful wife Susie as part of
Oh,
our weekly actual play stream of Fey Earth as my indie ttrpg that I've designed, set in an alternate 19th century Earth where all the creatures from folklore and fairy tale are real and live alongside humanity. But tonight, for the holidays, we thought we'd do something fun, and we are playing what is technically a solo TTRPG, but you can play it as a two-player, as we're doing, made by the amazing Anya, more better known by her Twitter handle, La Leone Cosplay, um, and we're going to be playing this very fun game. Okay, we're going to get started now, I think. All right, so this is a very, very simple game. Rules light, single page game, okay? In which you roll a bunch of d6s to determine the basic story, okay? You roll for your background, your story's trope, so forth, and how the whole story is going to progress. We did a little bit of rolling beforehand, so I am playing Brandon, the big city executive who has returned to his sleepy town of Aspen Willowbrook Woods Parkville for the holiday season.
say that again.
Yes, Aspen Willowbrook Wood Parkville. Okay. Um,
Aspen Willowbrook Parkville.
yes.
Okay.
So, for the holiday season. Okay. Um, I am an absolute workaholic, but my mother has convinced me to come home for the holidays to spend time with family. No, I intend to be working this entire time. I have my laptop with me at all times. My phone is constantly buzzing with work emails and notifications, and I never ever stop. Okay, Susie already rolled for her character, the love interest, and she is playing Charlotte, the quirky artist looking for inspiration. Okay, so I suppose we should set the scene. Driving into the town, it was a long and tough drive, mostly because my Tesla isn't really designed for these mountain roads. I'm kind of
Of
cursing
course, you're
myself.
driving a
Of
Tesla.
course, I'm driving a Tesla. I'm cursing myself having not hired a truck or some other suitable vehicle for the weekend. And it is really only the weekend. Like I'm arriving the day before Christmas Eve, and I was planning on going on the day after Christmas. So, but hey, Sol, good to see you in the chat. So anyway, driving into this sleepy, picturesque village. Okay, all of these old wooden houses, the town square, that has the statue of the town founder, um, Jedediah Aspen Willowbrook, founded the town in like 1812 or something. So they're very proud of how old they are as a town. So getting in, I can
Oh
see.
wow, it's actually older than our house.
Yes, I can see you can see the festive lights going across Main Street. Okay, people running around doing their last little bit of Christmas shopping, getting stuff from the various local shops in the area. There's like three cafe bookstores, and all being run by unusually attractive men and women, some of whom are widows and widowers. Um, and there's the homemade craft goods shop as well and the like. So pulling up into the main street, decide okay, it's time to get myself a coffee. Now I suppose before we go any further, we do need to figure out what our story's trope is going to be.
Oh,
So do you want to roll? Do you have? I don't know if I have the game instructions with me, but you can roll for this one if you want, Susie.
I don't have the game
But I
instructions.
do. So if you want to roll a d6, I can tell you what our story trope will be.
Okay, I'm rolling, and I got a 5.
5. Fake relationship turns real.
Okay.
So, That's it. So I don't know what way you want to do this. I have some ideas, but
So do
let's
I.
okay. Um, now let me
But
see.
let's just, whoever like said stuff, we'll just roll with it. I see what I did there.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Um,
Okay, so as I said, having arrived in the town, I've got very, very mixed feelings because this is a really lovely, sleepy town, you know? It's a place where I always felt very welcome and loved, but, you know, part of me always felt like I was being held back because I was destined for bigger and greater things, you know? And now that I'm living in my downtown penthouse that I paid, you know, $4 million for, with my big city exec job that I'm making a ton of money from. You know, I feel like I've achieved a lot of those big things, but if I was being honest with myself, a lot of the time I feel like something is missing from my life, you know? Um, so I suppose, will we, I don't know, will we roll for the meet cute already?
sure.
Okay, do you want, will I roll for
You
this one
you
or do you?
you you roll
Okay.
for this one, sure.
Pets tangle leashes.
Oh,
Okay.
do you have?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So that's our meet cute. All right. So where would Charlotte be right now?
Charlotte usually, well, so she's on a bit of a health kick at the moment. She's got trying to get up early, go to the park and do some Tai Chi, see if that gives her some inspiration for and her dog is quite old, so he does sit there while she does it for like she only really manages about 10 minutes. But you know, that's still good. So he's pretty good. He sits there. But on this particular morning, I think he gets his name is Barney, and he's some kind of a mutt that she just rescued. Kept following her around. She eventually kind of said, you know, felt sorry for him and took him in. But he so for some reason, um decide he catches sight of you walking, and with the lead still attached, starts running toward you.
Okay, right. Cool. So I suppose as I'm just coming out of the coffee shop, that's when I get set upon by this mutt.
He's pretty big as well. He's
Right.
about 50 kilos of hair and drool.
All right. So what this is the scene is that I picture. Okay, so I've walked out of the shop. I'm wearing like a $1,200
Cashmere
ca-
blend, kind of,
yeah,
you
cashmere
know,
blend
yeah.
long winter coat. Okay, I've got
Mm.
my
In
coffee
a
in the
charcoal gray is what I'm
yeah.
picturing
I've
as
got
well in my head.
okay. So I've got my oat oat milk um oat milk frappuccino with two extra shots in my left hand, as in my right hand I'm typing an email back in reply to some business contact that I have about a deal that I've been working on, when all of a sudden I get hit by this pretty significant force as this mutt with muddy paws jumps up on top of me and starts trying to lick at my hand, which now has a bit of foam from the coffee on it. And I was like, what? Get away from me, dog! Get down.
Oh my god, Bernie, I am so sorry. He's normally really good when I'm doing Tai Chi and stuff. He never runs off. I am so sorry. Oh my god, let me get that. I mean, she's gonna like, she picks, all she's got is like, she's got a yoga mat and she's trying to sort of on a towel. So she's kind of dabbing at you with the towel, but she's kind of just making it worse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, there's so much mud. I will totally pay for your dry cleaning.
No, look, it's okay.
Although
It's no,
my
it's
mother always said if you get to it quickly with a damp cloth, you should be okay.
it's okay. It's okay. I'm
I
perfectly.
am so sorry. Oh my god, did he get your phone? Because
No, and
sometimes
as you say that, I look and I've actually hit send on a half-finished email. I'm like, oh crap, hold on, this is, oh no, uh, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to make a phone call soon. But can't get any reception in this cursed town.
oh yeah, it's the maintenance sort of the whole way around. My phone never works here, but that's actually a good thing because feeling that disconnect, you're not sort of totally jacked into the grid. It's pretty good for just coming back to yourself.
Yes, I'm well aware of what this town is like. I grew up here, and I like being able to jack into the grid. That's why I
Oh, I
left.
moved here like 6 months ago. It is so nice, and the people are so friendly.
And
It's so, it's
so,
just,
saying that, you see now, having said that people here are so friendly, you now see walking along the street towards you is Buck. So Buck is this guy. He's about 10, 12 years older than you, but thinks he's the same age as you. He's been constantly
oh.
hitting on you.
Is
Like,
he basically Matthew McConaughey from Dazed and Confused? Because, oh God.
but yes, but nowhere near as
Oh,
attractive as Matthew McConaughey
oh
from Dazed and Confused.
no.
As he's come
No.
and he spotted you, and you're in your yoga pants, and you're in so it's winter, so you're in your I picture you're in your yoga pants, and you're in like a tank top type thing, but you've got your like big heavy winter coat over you as
No,
well.
yes, and I'd not have a kind of a long sleeve t-shirt
Yeah,
type
yeah, yeah,
thing
yeah,
under that as well.
yeah. But
And a little wool hat that's, and my hair is kind of all over the place underneath it.
yes, but the yoga pants are really showing off. You've got a pretty nice pair of legs.
Mm.
As you see Buck walking towards you with that look in his eyes that he's probably
Mm.
going to, you know, start hitting on you again.
Mm.
While you're standing in front of this quite attractive, like quite tall, like he's over 6 foot, kind of sandy blonde haired guy, blue eyes, very chiseled jaw, very well dressed despite the muddy paw prints guy. As Buck is coming close, what are you going to do?
I am gonna suddenly link arms with you and start walking the opposite direction.
As I,
Why don't I show you where the dry cleaners is and
uh,
we can get your coat sorted
uh,
right now?
it's
It's just across the
I,
road, just this way. Please just walk with me
and he's
and
here,
we'll
and he here.
explain everything. Just
Charlotte, and your Buck shouting, Charlotte, Charlotte, hey, Charlotte. Uh,
I'm just gonna keep. Can we please just keep walking? I will explain
is
everything,
that is that your
and
is that your boyfriend?
that is absolutely not my boyfriend. He wishes he was my boyfriend, and I really do not want to talk to him. Can we please just keep walking? I will explain everything, and I will pay for your dry cleaning as I said I would, because this is totally my fault anyway. I'll even buy you a new coffee as well. Well, of course I'll buy you a new coffee. Let's just keep going.
I know where the dry cleaners is. Mrs. San Rossetti is still running it, yes, and Miss San Rossetti's this like old woman from like she some sort of like Italian immigrant
Yes.
background. She's very maternal, very motherly. You have to go to her occasion because some of your clothes get destroyed by the paint because you're an artist.
Mm.
So she goes and helps you clean your clothing.
Yeah, no, like sometimes I don't always remember to put on something crap if I'm using oils,
Yeah.
and yes.
And she's always asking about your boyfriend and when you're going to get a boyfriend. So walking into the dry cleaners now, Miss San Rossetti looks up and she says, "Oh, Charlotte! Oh,
Hi, this is my new friend, and I'm looking at you because I
and I
have
go,
forgotten your
and I
name.
go, hey, Miss San Rossetti, I'm back." And she's like, "Brandon Summersmith, is that you?"
So, Brandon here had a little run in with Barney, and we need to get this fixed quickly.
It's fine, Miss San Rossetti. It's okay.
So,
It's
if it looks expensive, but you're able to use magic. You get oils out of, you got that oil paint out of my silk blouse about a month ago, and I thought it was gone for sure. I had this really nice red silk blouse, and it got covered in oil paint. I don't know what I was thinking. I forgotten to put on my overalls, but anyway,
It's and like
if there
this.
is anyone who can fix it, it is you.
So she's already come around from behind the counter. She's pulling the jacket, my coat off of me, and she's like, "Here, why don't you two just sit down here over by the side? You can have a nice conversation, keep talking to each other." And she kind of gives you a really obvious wink at the same time. Okay, and she goes, "I'll be back in just like 5-10 minutes." Okay.
Great, thank you. So,
So I guess I'm gonna turn to you and ask. So what? You're an artist or something?
oh yeah, so well, I moved here from much bigger city, but it was all, fast paced, really expensive, but just everything was deadlines, sales, numbers, material stuff. And it's just really hard to work when you with so much chaos and people at you all the time. And I just thought if I moved here with a slightly slower pace, this place just seems totally more my vibe. I mean, mostly aside from Buck, and I'm kind of looking to see if is he wandering around being a creep, or is he?
No, he appears to have disappeared off.
Oh,
But you can
okay.
tell a few other locals have spotted you sitting here in the dry cleaners with Brandon.
Hmm. So Buck, I mean, he's probably harmless, but he is just not taking. I am not interested in him, and he is not taking the hint at all. It's just, I just did not want to deal with him this morning. I had literally just got my chakras completely cleared out, and I absolutely do not need that kind of negativity in my life because, yeah. Anyway,
Excuse
So
me
I
one
am.
second, and I take out my phone and I'm immediately sorry. I just have to reply to this message. It's an important email. And I'm like, I am listening to you as we're talking. It's like, so what kind of artwork do you do? Oils, you said.
I use oil paints. Sometimes I use pastels. I
So
mostly
tr-
mostly oil paint, but
traditional
the odd.
traditional artwork or
Yeah.
more modern abstract work.
Well, I mean, a bit of both. Sometimes I try to, I'll have a sort of a feeling that I want to get onto the canvas, and those pieces can be kind of abstract, but it's really hard to properly convey a feeling through colors, Like sometimes you'll think you're feeling kind of red, and then as soon as you start putting it on the paper, it starts coming out looking kind of green. It's really, I don't know how to explain it. It's really weird, but I do, some landscapes and stuff too when I need, because landscapes are what people really landscapes, fruit, that kind of stuff. People like that, and when you know, that's kind of my bread and butter, really. I mean, that's mostly what I would do. But sometimes I'd love to just really focus on more abstract pieces. But I do traditional artwork because I've got to eat. um, so
I mean, I've got some connections back in the city, some gallery owners. If you want, I could maybe send them some of your work.
maybe I tried that before. It can be really soulless, sometimes it's just really satisfying when you have somebody who, like, they're really looking for a specific piece, and the piece you've created is the perfect one for them. I mean, there's just that's the dream. If that could be my job, that would be like the best thing in the world. But fruit balls and landscapes are what pay the bills. Sometimes portraits.
Hmm.
Um, But sometimes that can go wrong if you don't get the nose right, and oh, great Aunt Gertrude didn't look like that, and or they'll be like, oh, this is the photograph, but can you make the nose small? It's like they want me to Photoshop a memory of somebody, which is just not right sometimes,
Yeah.
I mean, if I was really going to paint something, I paint that person as they were. I want to know them as well, so I could really capture. Capturing their spirit sounds kind of creepy, but not capturing their spirit in capturing their spirit, but just even to get the idea of them across, so people would oh, I know what that person is like, even though I've never met them.
Mm-hmm. As you're finishing this, the dry cleaners come back with the coat fully cleaned. He says, "Here we go. It was very simple, just some mud."
Wow, really? Because okay, great. Is this all? Is this all right for you?
No, this is fine, thank you. And she dry cleaner turns to you. She's like, "So, Charlotte, I assume you're gonna be there tonight at the local tavern for the unveiling of the mural that you did."
Yes, absolutely. I definitely will be.
I know Buck. I
So,
was talking to him earlier. He said he's definitely going to be there.
oh, great. Yeah. Maybe I'll just have a headache and leave
What
early.
do you mean?
But
You have to be there. You're the artist. It was your mural.
oh no, I'll absolutely be there. But I'm sure I'm gonna be busy talking to everybody, and Brandon here as well. You know how it is.
I'm actually probably gonna be busy with emails all night back at my mother's house. Yeah, so not likely to be there. Sorry.
But what'd you say your surname was again?
Summersmith.
She I think she's gonna be there later for sure.
My mom probably will be there. She likes these kind of festive events, but I've got a lot of work that I got to do. I mean, look, it's the holidays here, but
But it's nearly Christmas.
yeah, it's not Christmas in China though. I got to keep those machines moving. So
Well, of course it's not Christmas in China. They don't celebrate Christmas. They're Buddhist, aren't they, in
well,
China?
I think they're mostly atheists. The Communist Party and all that.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, of
but
course.
exactly,
So
they don't stop for Christmas, so I don't stop for Christmas.
you work for Chinese people?
No, but they're one of the many business partners that we would have in the company back in the big city.
Right.
We'd have contacts across much of Asia, China, India, Singapore, parts of Africa, parts of South America, Europe, of course. It's a pretty big company.
Whoa,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, on the one hand, it's really nice how small the world has gotten, but you know, sometimes it can be nice to I just love that you can just switch off here and nobody
Hmm.
ringing you and saying, when are you doing this, why have you not done this now, can you not do this now, why can't you do this now, and sometimes I'm sleeping, so I can't do it right now, and because I've got to sleep, and if I don't sleep I don't function, and if I don't function I can't do the work, so but well, if you could come, that would be really great. Um, I feel really bad about your coat.
Hmm.
Oh, how much do I owe you for that?
Oh, don't be silly, my dear. It's free. It was only a damn cloth. I had it fixed in no time.
Oh, good. Because sometimes with those cashmere blends, it can.
It's fine.
It's a nightmare.
I worked my magic.
You definitely did. So tell me more about this big fancy company.
There's not much to say. I mean, we're one of the major companies in the S&P, and we had a we made 43 billion in profits last year. Our annual revenue is more than the GDP of small countries. I'm on a fast track to a C-suite position. It's pretty good.
I've noticed at this point Barney has kind of decided to do that thing that big dogs sometimes do, and he has now laid his head on your lap and he's looking for ear scratches. And I'm just sort of like trying to push him away because I'm trying to like not destroy your clothes again.
Well, I think I should probably get going. My mom was expecting me. I'm sure I'll see you around, Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, I'm usually around. I get up and I'm either walking the dog or I'm working, so or working on stuff. So yeah, I am sorry about your post, and oh, I should replace your coffee.
It's fine. It's fine.
All right, well, if you're sure, and as we look out, I'm kind of just looking around, see if I can see Buck, and if I don't
You
see him,
do see him, but he's off like about 40 meters away talking to some guys.
I look the other direct. I like kind of very like I pull my hat down. I kind of pull my hair kind of over my shoulder to sort of hide it, flick my overcoat up, and I'm like absolutely booking it the other direction with the
My,
dog.
my, my Tesla's parked over here, so and he's pointing in the direction of books. I was like, I
Okay. Well, it's been really great to meet you. I'd love to see you later. But good luck with your emails.
cool. So Brandon does jump in the Tesla and eventually drives to his parents' house, which is a small picturesque ranch on the edge of the town. Really, really beautiful home, 5 bedrooms, 2 living rooms. Standard kind of home in this area. Terrible Wi-Fi signal. So absolutely.
Because of course.
Absolutely terrible Wi-Fi signal, and his mother, of course, very happy to see him, asking him how he's doing. You know, constantly giving him food. He's on the laptop trying to get a good Wi-Fi signal, trying to use his mobile phone as a hot point as well. But
Tilting the laptop
no,
various.
but there's no reception, so that's not even working. And after about like 7 or 8 hours, he reckons he's only gotten about maybe 4.5, 5 hours worth of productive work done. When he thinks to himself, "Look, I'm just gonna go back into town, into the tavern. I know they've got a good Wi-Fi signal there. I can get some work done there, definitely." So during the day, what does Charlotte do?
Charlotte's got a couple of commission pieces that she's been working on. She's also she's going to spend a bit of time trying to train her dog as well, because as I said, he was a rescue, so like his behavior is pretty good, but he wouldn't be great around food. And as we've seen, every so often he will just decide this person, like at random, is my new best friend, and I have to go over and say hi to them. So we're going to spend some time training him as well, but mostly it's going to be eat some food. She's going to try and do a little bit of meditation in the hopes of getting some more inspiration. Maybe play on her ukulele a little bit.
Does she have any inspiration from her day's events, bumping into the handsome big city exec?
She's thinking about him a little bit, but he's not really her type at all, because he's very like, he's a
Yeah.
little bit too serious, a little bit too kind of work is my life kind of thing. And
Yeah.
she's been in relationships like that before, and it's always been disastrous, because she's not looking to be the center of somebody's universe. But if you're trying to if you're with somebody who's constantly like working, and they're never free to like, if you have them invading like something like tonight, and it's like, oh well, I have to work all, and with this kind of thing all the time, forgetting birthdays, all that kind of. It's like, yes, he's very handsome, he seemed really nice, but do not go there. It would be a complete fucking disaster.
Yeah. Cool.
you
So,
know
Brandon does get to the local tavern. It's quiet, like it's about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening. So people are beginning to come in for evening meals. As I said, it's the night before Christmas Eve, So there's Christmas decorations up, and you can see there's one section of wall on the right hand side beside the dance floor that's covered in a piece of tarp,
Hmm.
so no one can see the wall. And a few people do, like when he asked about it, he said, "Oh, that's the mural that the local artist Charlotte did." So he sits in a corner, orders himself a bowl of fries and some chicken wings while he logs on, and he'd forgotten how good the chicken wings are from the local tavern Billy's, and he's devouring them, and as he does, he's definitely bringing back like childhood memories. But then he's kind of regretting it because when he goes to type, his hands are covered in chicken wing sauce, so he's trying to clean them off and all the rest of that. But I'd say eventually, after about like an hour or so, people are starting to come in. So, what time would Charlotte make her way there?
Charlotte would have grand intentions of getting there about like 45 minutes or so before her unveiling, but
The
uh,
unveiling is at 9 o'clock.
she would get there at 5 to 9 because she's an artist and time got away from her. Barney wanted to be let out just as she was going to leave. Then she realized she'd forgotten to turn off some lights. Then she actually thought, oh no, maybe I should leave them on. Then she thought she forgot her keys, so she had to go back. Then she thought she'd left the oven on, so she had to go back again. you know, so um, she gets there about 5 minutes before.
So, at like half 8, the place is filling up, and Billy, the owner, he's looking quite anxious. He's gone around, he's like, "Where's Charlotte? Where's Charlotte?" And he even comes up to Brandon and says, "I heard that you were talking to Charlotte earlier. Do you know where she is?" And Brandon's like, "I have no idea where she is, Billy. I assumed that she was going to be here. She strikes me as the kind of person who's maybe not the best at keeping time." And he's getting that. And then at like 5 minutes to you walk in, and he sees you, and he runs up to you, takes your hand, he's like, "Oh, great, let's go, girl." Dragging you up to the dance floor. Everybody's looking, waiting for the dramatic unveiling of your Christmas mural that he had commissioned you to do. And he's a few words of thanks of how amazing everything is and how the community is so lucky to have such a talented artist there. And then he takes one in terms of the other, and you took it down, revealing what does the mural look like?
So before the unveiling, Charlotte says, like, just, I know that I haven't been here that long, but everybody here has just made me feel like I've lived here all my life. And I wanted to capture that feeling of a welcoming community and embracing and that kind of, but also that you guys like to have fun. And so it's, you can see when you're looking at it that it's kind of, so there's a lovely, she's obviously started with the really distinctive trees that kind of that are like around the town, just kind of on the mountainside, but then it kind of merges into this, the kind of, there's a little bit of the city, and there's also, but everything is kind of in warm red shades, and that kind of really welcoming. You're kind of, Brandon is looking at this going, oh, that's what she means when she's talking about, how she wants to kind of bring feelings into her artworks. It's all lots of warm colors as well, and that kind of, so it's kind of, it looks like part forest, part of the city, but it's a little part of the town, sorry, but it's a little bit kind of abstract, and it's lots of like reds and that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
It's a little bit chaotic, but in a good way.
Okay. So, you know, I
But
forgot
you
to.
can tell, like, she's able to paint. She's a good painter. It's just
I'd forgotten to do this earlier. We are supposed to have action rolls at different points. So you must have you have as many scenes you want, but there is when you're playing again, there's a minimum of 3 scenes. There's the meet cute, which we've done, the
Mm-hmm.
complications, and the resolution scene. But I'm just gonna do a roll right now for a first action, and the action rolls determine whether we're getting a failure and a setback, partial success to advance the story, or success and achieve a goal.
Okay.
Okay, so we had a success achieve a goal. So I guess that would be that, like, there's definitely sparks between the two of them, you know. Brandon doesn't realize it, but what he needs is love and meaning in his life. And
So I suppose at this point, Charlotte does see him like at his computer,
yeah,
and immediately comes over, and she's wearing this kind of wine-colored wraparound dress and a big kind of chunky necklace and kind of big earrings. She's got a couple of bracelets on, and her hair is a lot tidier. It's a little bit kind of, you know, a little bit messy because she'd been running back and forth, but it, like, you know, it kind of works.
I have visions of lots of turquoise jewelry.
Yeah, so she's got a big chunky turquoise necklace and big silver earrings. She's got her ears pierced in about like 3-4 places, and also the trachea. She's got up here pierced as well, the cartilage, and yeah. So she comes over like, oh my god, you came! I'm so glad that you came. So, what do you think?
So Brandon, when you see he's definitely, he smiles when he sees you, but then he kind of like tries to like wipe it off his face. He's like, yeah, I came for the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi in Mom's is really bad. The mural is quite lovely. I was like, I don't know, his voice is starting to rise because the band has started playing, so music is being played and people have started dancing. So he's like, yeah, no, it's you're extremely talented.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I mean, I just wanted to, you know, really capture your kind of sense of the town, and you've grown up here, so I don't know. Do you think I?
Definitely, you did a really, really great job.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind.
Yeah, no, it's really, really good. And Brandon like puts the laptop down and closes it and wipes his hands. You see the pile of eaten chicken wings off to the left.
Chicken wings here are so good.
Billy's chicken wings are just as good as I remember them when I was a child.
Oh my god! You know what? I haven't been. I've never been anywhere that's done better chicken wings than here, like for sure. But I think you would have to pry the recipe from his cold dead hands.
Without question. And just
oh my god! I love this song. Do you want to dance?
So just as you say that, there's a tap on your shoulder, and turning around, you see standing there.
It's my friend. It's my friend.
Yes, Buck. So I was like, "Hi, Charlotte. Mural's beautiful. Would you like to dance?"
Actually, that's so nice, Buck. But I'm actually gonna dance with Brandon for a bit. Right?
And Brandon stands and was like, yes.
Brandon, or she's kind of grabbing at you, please just fucking play
along. He definitely gets up with you and he like starts dancing. And you're dancing for a while, and Brandon's actually a surprisingly good dancer, and there's definite sparks coming along. But I think at this moment we do need our complication. All right.
Okay.
So do you want to roll for the complication?
I will roll because you rolled last. Okay.
Now,
complication.
Well, some of these might not work for our story, so I might ask you to re-roll. But
all right, I got a 3.
Family drama unfolds. So, do you think that should be some of your family drama or Brandon's family drama?
You're kind of. I think it should be you.
Okay, right.
And also, she's Charlotte moved here. Your family lives here.
Yeah.
So that makes more sense for you to have the family drama.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking. Okay, so this is what happens. Into the bar walks She's kind of like one of the local beauties of the town. A woman who's about the same age as yourself, by the name of Sandy, um, who took an instant dislike to you when you moved in. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
um, she's just does not like you. Um, doesn't like your whole artist vibe thing, and you really don't like her either. She runs the
She thinks I'm stupid and, wonders how I managed to get dressed in the morning.
She also thinks that maybe you're either. She's like, does not sure if the whole quirky artist thing is like genuine or is your way to pick up men. She runs a local beauty salon, so she's
Oh.
like she knows all of the women in the area,
Mm-hmm.
and like anytime you see her, you're like, God damn it! Like, why does she have to be here? Obviously, she's a local, so it's not shocking
Mm-hmm.
that she's here. Um, but what's what's shocking about this is she sees you dancing on the dance floor with Brandon, and she goes straight for you. Normally, you kind of have gotten to the stage where you kind of avoid each other while maybe giving daggers across the room.
Mm.
And as she comes up, stopping in front of the two of you, giving you daggers.
Sandy, I love that you came to the unveiling. Why did you come to the unveiling?
At which point, I turn to her and say, "Hey sis, I didn't see you at Mom's today.
Oh,
You know
no.
Charlotte?" And Sandy's like, "Yes, yes, I know her. Brandon, let's go get a drink and have a talk." And she grabs my hand and drags me off the dance floor, leaving you standing there.
Okay, I'm just
With
like,
Buck kind of lingering on the edge of the dance floor, looking like he's trying to maybe approach. So,
I'm gonna um see somebody that I'm gonna try and see if I can find somebody that I know and just go over and try and have a conversation with them.
yeah.
But because Charlotte's been really rattled by this, she's gonna be more like, "Ah!" Like she'll be talking at the person with this like, I am totally nonchalant about everything that has just happened. This is fine.
Right. So, what kind of stuff do you think Sandy would be saying about Charlotte to her brother Brandon?
Stuff like, oh, I see you've met our resident artiste.
Yeah, she seems really nice. She's very interesting. Definitely not a local, but probably good for the place.
Like, just very much in it. Like, why do you? I mean, yeah, I suppose if people want something to talk about.
Well, I mean, she's clearly talented. Like that mural is really good.
Yeah, Sandy is going to be very much like, oh, come on, like, it looks like finger painting. It's, I
Sis,
she comes she
I
comes in
remember.
walking around the town with like she has oil paint in her hair sometimes. She's always got that big stupid dog. Like
I,
just
I,
really like
I, yeah.
just
I,
it's very much look at that bitch eating crackers like she owns the place kind of thing. Like it's just really like some of it is kind of yeah, okay, I see how that could be annoying, but a lot of it is just like what the fuck is your problem?
So Brandon is like, well, I mean, I did meet Brandy. He's a pretty big dumb dog, all right, yeah. But like, in fairness, like I remember your finger painting when we were kids. You were not that talented. Like, and I mean, I guess for you, I can understand why you would have an issue with somebody having oil paint in their hair, but something tells me she doesn't frequent your establishment much to get her do ups.
Oh, and at this point, she's going to start like going on about how her brows look like she hasn't gotten them done in months. Have you seen the state? Like she's got hands like a coal miner, just like with calluses and stuff from random art projects and like a and
Well,
she sits around the town playing her ukulele, trying to be cool, like acting like she's interesting, and there's a lot of this kind of
Well, I mean, she's definitely more interesting than a lot of the locals here, and I thought she had quite soft hands. And when I say that, I actually realize what I just said.
She is not impressed that you like know anything about what her hands feel like.
We bumped into each other earlier, as I said. Her dog Brandy introduced us, so yeah.
Oh yes, her Tai Chi and her morning Tai Chi bullshit that she's doing now. Yeah.
Well, I mean, in the city, people would pay $100 a session for Tai Chi classes, so she could probably make a big business of it here if she wanted. And that's
If
like
she
that's a thing for Brandon. He's always looking at like how to turn something into a business. That's like that's the part of his brain is never shuts off.
yeah. Like, oh, she just watches some YouTube and tries to imitate it, and she doesn't even do it properly, kind of thing. It's just like a lot of backbiting. You know, it's just real kind of some of it's unnecessarily bitchy stuff. Is that speaking of big dogs? Yeah.
Yes. So, I tell you what. Do you want to do an action roll for this to
Sure.
see what effect this interaction has on the story?
I got a 2.
Failure, a setback. So I'm gonna say that Sandy kind of convinced Brandon a bit. He's not definitely believing everything she's saying, but the interests and the burgeoning sparks that were developing, they've been kind of tempered a bit after this,
For
listening to
sure.
his sister, and eventually, he sticks with his sister for most of the night. Quite a couple of times you see it's almost like you feel like he's checking in on you to make sure if you're okay. And one or two times, Buck looks like he's going in your direction, and Brandon.
Oh, as soon as she's on her own, I assume Buck is immediately be like, "Hi, oh
Well,
my God, your thing is amazing. I want to dance with you." And she's just like,
no, because one or two times that Buck looks like he's going towards her, Brandon starts moving in your direction. When he sees that, he backs away because Brandon's a lot taller and bigger than Buck. As I said, he's over 6 foot. He played quarterback in high school, so he's a big guy.
"Okay,
Yeah. So, but eventually you do get tired and you leave, and and after you've left, Brandon and Sandy do head back to his mom's house for the evening. Okay. So, next day we're getting up, we're going into the town. Um, what would Charlotte be doing?
Charlotte would be doing her Tai Chi in the park
Uh huh.
with the dog."
Yes.
But she's like looking at him ever so often, going, "Don't you fucking think about it."
Uh huh.
So, and
Okay.
then once she's done, she'll probably go to the coffee shop and get herself some coffee.
When you go to the coffee shop, Brandon's there on his own, not with his sister, and not with the laptop.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna go up and get her usual, which is just gonna be an Americano with a bit of oat milk in it because she just wants to clear her head. She is kind of as on a bit of a health kick at the moment to help her inspiration. So she's kind of not trying to reduce her sugar intake. So it's not any like weird frappuccino, caramel, weird shit that
Okay.
people have in coffees. Um. So yeah. Um. She sees Brandon and just like noticing that he's not there with his sister. She's going up. She goes up to him like very slowly because she assumes that his sister has probably like is after dripping a ton of poison in his ears about her. So she's kind of like, oh, he's probably gonna like tell me to fuck off
Uh-huh.
now. So she goes up and she, with her she has one of those Perspex keep cups, because environment. Um, and she just tries to be. She's trying to be like relaxed, and so she is actually pretty relaxed because she's after doing a ton of Tai Chi. So, so morning. Did you have fun last night?
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun. I haven't been back this way in so long. It was great to be back at Billy's.
So, just I wanted to, say thank you for coming last night, and also for, you know, Buck didn't harass me at all last night. So, did you talk to him or something?
I didn't need to. I gave him a look. Men, we don't need to talk to communicate. He knew what the look meant.
Well, I really appreciated it. So I just, it was really nice that you did that for me. I was able to kind of focus a little bit more on enjoying myself and not worrying about trying to keep out of his way. So I just wanted to say thank you for that.
No, of course, happy to help. So
You can see she's a little bit kind of shyer because she's trying to, without asking, to figure out what he thinks about her now
uh-huh.
after talking to his sister. So she's just like, you know, okay, he's not being rude, which is great, but and he's not being unfriendly at all. So,
Uh-huh.
um, well, I don't want to interrupt your work. I assume that you have lots of emails that
No,
you need to send.
I was inspired by my mural to take a day or two off for the holidays.
Oh, that's great. This is the kind of thing that I was talking about. I'm sure it sounds stupid, but I having been in that environment myself, living in the city, yeah, it can be good to switch off
Yeah.
and
In
and
fact,
that. So,
later today I'm gonna go ice skating at the local rink because there's a pond that every winter freezes and all the locals go ice skating on it.
I have heard about it. Yes.
I suppose you've only moved here 6 months ago, so you probably haven't had a chance yet.
No, I mean I'd skate it.
Maybe I'll see you there.
Maybe you will. Yes. Okay. Yes. You will.
Okay, right. Okay,
So around what time were you
two.
think? Yeah, I will can definitely be there around 2. So my schedule is pretty clear, well, or at least I can make it clear because I work my own hours and that
Okay.
kind of
Oh,
thing. So,
well,
okay,
I've got to do some last minute shopping for Christmas
of course.
presents, so I'll see you at 2.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Okay, so um, I suppose we have one last thing, which is the resolution. So I think we should roll for that first to see, do we have a bittersweet ending while the story was memorable, true love remains elusive, or a happy ending, you find true love, and then based on that, act out our last scene on the ice rink. What do you think?
Yeah, all right. You roll this time.
I'm rolling. Okay, let's see.
Because I rolled last time.
I rolled a 4. Happy
Is that
ending, you find true love.
oh
Okay, so at 2 o'clock, you get to the ice rink and you see Brandon is there. Um, um, his sister is also there, but her kids are there too, and she's mostly distracted by a 6 and 7 year old who are pretty good at skating and keep trying to knock each other over, and she's screaming at them. so she's not even noticing you there
I'm
yourself.
guessing they're better at skating than she is as well, which is
Well, they're
like,
pretty good, you know. Like her sister can
yeah.
clearly skate too. It's a local thing. All the locals know how to skate, you know. Brandon glides up to you pretty effortlessly when he sees you approach. He's like, "Oh, good, you made it."
I did, yes. And I got skates. Yay.
Yay!
Okay. So right, I am gonna put these on my feet and hopefully not break an arm. That would be very bad. Um
So, how good a skater is Charlotte?
so Charlotte would have skated on like skates. So my get like the skill transfers pretty well. So she'd be really good at skating, probably not as good at stopping.
Ah, yeah.
So she could probably like skate pretty fast, but maybe stopping would be a little bit tricky for her.
Right. Cool. So then I'm gonna say we start skating around for a bit, and seeing that you're actually pretty good at it.
I mean, she's really nervous on the ice at first because she's sort of like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, and then she kind of gets moving, and then it's more like a, okay, no, this is okay. This doesn't feel that dissimilar. So,
Okay, so yeah,
um,
and Brandon, seeing that you're getting more comfortable, he starts like going a bit faster, trying to like race you a bit, you
oh,
know.
I'm gonna try and keep up because
Yeah, and you
right,
start whizzing.
pride is on the line here.
Yeah, you start whizzing around and being really competitive, and you start laughing a lot at each other, and you start grabbing each other's hands until it's really, really like having tons of fun. Until suddenly, kind of coming in front of you is this little toddler on little baby skates who's like
Oh no.
struggling, and Brandon, seeing it, stops, but seeing you aren't stopping, he goes to grab you, and you smack into him, and you both go falling with you landing on Brandon.
Oh my god, I am so sorry, but the child is okay.
Chad is okay. It's
Okay.
okay. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. Is that I guess I'm not so great at
And at that moment,
the stopping.
I kiss you.
Oh,
And I think that
okay.
that is a perfect place to pause in our Untitled Holiday Rom Com solo ttrpg adventure. And
Yay.
so there we go, folks. A very, very fun, silly little game that we played with you all this evening. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. I have a link.
Brandon found meaning
Yay!
outside of work.
Exactly. I do have a link in the chat to where you can get this game from Anya's itch.io page. She is amazing. You should support her. She's a fantastic person, a wonderful creator, an incredible cosplayer. You should be following her if you're not. And this will be going up as a VOD on our YouTube channel with links to Anya's itch.io page below. But thank you all for a fun evening of holiday romance. And we
Yay.
hope to see you in the new year when we return to um, a story where love is a lot more complex, an alternate 19th century France recovering from a war with the Fae, and with some characters who are seeking love and who have lost love. But for now, thank you all, and good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.